thanks for joining us on the first episode of Olsem Wanem for the year 2013. Now, the holiday season was a little quiet compared to last year's, so we continued this year taking to the streets again and do what Olsem Wanem wants to do, and that is airing your views and what you think about what affects you most. In this episode, we see why the police Christmas and New Year's operations were such a success. And what exactly do you do when the men and women in blue come for you? Do you run, or do you just try to avoid the thought of what could happen if they do catch you? But for the families in general, the sight of a police car or officer is usually a sign of safety. And in the 2012-2013 Christmas period, the Royal Constabulary made their presence felt. With traffic checks and alcohol bans authorized by the city authorities, many of you chose to stay home and enjoy the season with family and friends. It was even better for the communities in the capital that didn't have to deal with a lot of confrontations with the police.
I think I've been making good work because previously all Christmas and New Year times, plenty of months as park na round to Maslow Road, but during this year as well, last year 2012, lopanim 2013, like all get a man Mary been a mama's easy, na no got plenty noise been come up all streets na all Narapla suburbs.
What do you think of police Christmas period na New Year?
Lo tintin domi all police been working big work no Christmas na New Year. All man Mary all stop peace. No one bla this time come na me lo Christmas break goes.
So thank you lo operations commander and Mr. Anderson Bawalo disla lo improving disla service. No got plenty fight na about magisa drink lo rot na about na spark na about fight now accident na about them. Na am no got now good plan New Year na. A good for Christmas maybe enjoy him this time.
Almost all the settlements and communities we visited said the same thing, and while most were happy, some of you even had a word of advice for the Royal Constabulary.
They are doing plenty, but there are still more problems. As time is changing, there are more problems and they will still have to do more.
Metropolitan Superintendent Peter Guinness was pleased with the overall performance of the force, but also agrees that there is more room for improvement in the months to come. When we return, we find out how the Southern Region Command came together to ensure safety on the highways. This is Olsem Wanem. An arm of the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary found a different approach to enforcing law in the 2012-2013 Christmas period. The Southern Region Command came together for the first time ever and carried out their duties on the region's main highways. The Papua New Guinean Royal Constabulary played a vital role in keeping the peace during the festive season. Roadblocks were set up around the city at designated checkpoints to ensure drivers follow traffic rules and that they are not under the influence or in possession of alcohol. The Central Province Command launched Operation Moale at the Kwikila station along Magi Highway. The day began with a short march onto the field, accompanied by the police band. Then a guard of honor, inspected by the acting police commander, Francis Tokura, and member for Goilala, Daniel Mona.
Very happy and privileged to be here today, to be the reviewing officer. And I am, during my term in office, will ensure the police operations back in my district will be giving all its support, not only in the district, but I will also support the work of police in the whole province. I want to assure the people of Central Province that law and order is everybody's business. We cannot let the people in blue uniform to watch up and down 24 hours to ensure law and order addressed and law and order situations are addressed. If it's domestic violence, it's for the man and husband to solve the problem, not run to the police station. If it's a community problem, you got village elders, you got pastors, you have to solve them at your level. We cannot continuously go in and out of police stations every now and then for them to solve our problem. As a young and emerging nation, we need to be responsible for our actions. At this time of the festive season, we cannot put all the burden on the police force. We know the government, the police, does not have the resources to patrol the four corners of Central from Moraguina to Tapini, Bereina, Kuikila or Sugeri, or here at Kuikila to go all the way to Hula to address all these issues. We have to understand that the kind of logistic problems they have, the less vehicles they have, the less manpower they have, we need to work in partnership to ensure that we have to have a safe and sound Christmas and New Year season.
The member also emphasized law and order, one of the biggest deterrents to development and investment. It's also a safety concern. It is during the festive season that Magi Highway and Hiritano Highway are the busiest. Most people travel to and fro to spend Christmas and New Year with their families at home in the villages, and high traffic means accidents are inevitable.
While living along the highway during the festive season, we have not had any accidents so far. We've had a very enjoyable festive season without any accidents, and all the praise should go to the police force because they've done a great job.
Commander Tokura reminded the policemen and women to focus on ensuring public safety.
I believe in a strong partnership between police and all sectors of the community, starting of course with our national leaders. I urge leaders in the central, from the national, provincial, district and even village levels to work closely with the provincial police commander and his men and women to improve the level of policing services and law and order in Central Province. Together in close consultation and as a team, we will effectively tackle our law and order issues.
Commander Tokura also put rogue policemen on notice. He warned that the police uniform did not give them the right to break laws. The special police operations will continue till the end of the month. It's back to you in the studio.
When we return, we speak with a senior member of the PNG Royal Constabulary. Stay with us. You're with Olsem Wanem. A senior officer with the Royal PNG Constabulary has been at the forefront of investigations and knows all too well the ugly face of crime and homicide. In this next story, he reveals some gruesome statistics of PNG's most talked about issue, law and order.
The Christmas and New Year operations for 2012 and 2013 were perhaps the most peaceful in a while. Over 800 policemen and women were engaged during the festive season to ensure the safety of the general public and motorists. Newly appointed Metropolitan Superintendent Andy Bauer had this to say.
Well, I'd say that in the last couple of months, it had become common for people to consume alcohol on public street. Now, as we went into the Christmas operation, one of the factors in which we saw a reduction in consuming alcohol in public place was the awareness. We went into two phases. Phase number one was awareness. We did massive awareness on print media, electronic media, as well as going out into the communities and having community talk with people out in the community, into the residents, into the settlements. And so that phase helped us. The second phase was the drunk patrol. We conducted a drunk patrol operation in the city, and the drunk patrol was basically getting people drinking on public street, public misbehaving on public streets as well, under the influence of alcohol. So over the Christmas period, the drunk patrol police operation that we conducted in conjunction with the Christmas police operations saw almost 360 drunkards locked up in 3 police stations: Badili, Waigani, and Gordon's police station. So they were basically picked up on the streets, intoxicated, causing nuisance, and consuming alcohol. So what we did with this 360 in those 3 police stations, they spent the Christmas, the Boxing Day, as well as the New Year, and as well as the other days leading up to the Christmas and the New Year in custody. But at the same time, we used the exercise not to arrest them, but to educate them.
He said most of the offenders were counseled and warned not to be caught drinking in public places again. Instead, use the experience to re-educate others in their respective communities.
Training hours. And so I think the police operation this Christmas, because of those awareness programs and the drunk patrol that we conducted, contributed to the success and the peaceful and quietness of the city.
Meanwhile, the NCD Police Command came together to formally congratulate the outgoing Acting Police Commissioner on his leadership and on his new post.
The other is to thank everybody, this man and woman, for the good job that we've done together during this year. And most importantly, the Christmas New Year festive period.
The event was also a time to thank all the hardworking policemen and women for their dedication and hard work during the operations.
Thank God for the time that what we were doing, God was there, He was watching, and He was walking with us. And I thank Him so much indeed for Minister of the River. The thing is, not one man was fired and not one person was injured. We all came out alive in this situation.
The National Road Safety Council provides a snapshot of the status of drink driving and traffic violations in the country. That and more straight after this short break. Thanks for being with us. Road accidents and pedestrian deaths in the nation's capital are almost always the direct consequence of drink driving and traffic violations. We hear from senior officials of the National Road Safety Council.
It expires tomorrow. It expires tomorrow. 13th, today's 12.
Traffic police and road safety officers usually conduct traffic checks at peak hours. The checkpoints usually cause traffic jams, and most drivers consider it a hassle when getting to work or to the shops. But imagine if this happened to you. According to the 2009 Global Status Reports on Road Safety, PNG maintained a steady trend in road traffic deaths. Beside the all-time low in 1996, PNG was recording an average of 200 deaths per year. Last year, the Royal PNG Constabulary released information unveiling the horrific numbers of fatal vehicle accidents and injuries seen on PNG roads.
The attitude problem, people lack patience. They have to respect, first of all, the infrastructure. It involves a lot of millions to establish those infrastructure, and them driving on the curbs, the side we call curbs, and on the medians and whatever side furnitures. They are, decreasing the life of those furniture, and they are sort of deteriorating you will see that sites are being sort of deteriorating because of the frequency of using those sites, taking shortcuts. There is enough space given for them to queue up and go, and those lanes are meant for vehicles to queue through and flow through. But this is one of those attitudes that is commonly developed in our city, and it is not good.
2012 recorded more than 300 deaths and over 4,000 injuries related to vehicle accidents. The World Health Organization estimates over 900 deaths occurring every year on PNG roads, making it one of the highest in the Pacific region. This is where road safety plays a pivotal role in ensuring traffic rules are enforced.
Many people, start complaining. Our inspectors on the road say, why are you guys on the road checking every day? What we intend to do is to keep telling people, you have to do the right thing to be safe on the road. For the drivers, for vehicle owners, every road user. So the presence of the inspectors and the actions that they take, it's one way we promote road safety so that people are reminded of what they ought to do in order to be safe. And then there are other promotional things like research and things that we do.
Medical reports reveal that accidents involving open back or pickup trucks have the most fatalities.
The vehicle, they are designed for a specific purpose, specific limits, and we have to keep it to that standard.
Drink driving and loss of concentration behind the wheel are the most causes of accidents in PNG. While the government does not really see road safety as a significant aspect of development, its function does play a pivotal role in transforming the PNG transport sector. PNG has a helmet law and a law on wearing seatbelts, but according to the global report, enforcement of these laws are not so effective. But it also boils down to ignorance in traffic regulations and keeping simple rules in mind. Rules like buckle up, drive at the limit, pay attention, and don't drink and drive. And that has been the program this Saturday. Just a reminder that if you have any story ideas or comments, please forward them to the addresses now showing on your screen, or drop a note at the front desk at MTV, second floor of Garden City, Boroko. With that, have a safe weekend, and we'll see you again next week.